It's 11 in the morning, school's out, and your teenager has just emerged like wildlife from a dark room in yesterday's clothes to eat what I can only describe as lunch, breakfast, before going back in. And you stand there doing the math. We have weeks and weeks of this. That's what I want to talk about today. The summer where the whole shape of the day just vanished. The screens, the sleep, the fridge rates, the friends who appear and disappear, and the day little war over whose version of summer actually wins. Stay with me because there's a way through it that isn't nagging or surrender. So let's start with why summer is like this. During the school year, your kid's day has a shape. Wake up, leave the house, be somewhere by a certain time, come home. Nobody in your family decided on that shape. It was just there, imposed from outside. And everyone built the whole life around it. And then school is over. And that shape vanishes overnight. And here's the part I really want you to hear. All summer long, there are going to be fights. The nagging, the in a minute, the not doing the thing you asked, the same argument about the same screen at the same time every day. That's what's exhausting. Not one big blow up you could at least recover from, but the low daily grind of it. The same small standoff on repeat all summer. And nobody wins it because it never actually ends. You just wake up and do it again. So let's name the actual fight. Your teen has a version of summer which looks like this. Sleep, recovery, friends, doing nothing, no one asking anything of them. And honestly, that's a reasonable version. They've been performing on a schedule for 10 months. And you have a version which looks like some kind of rhythm, a household that still functions, and not watching your kid slowly dissolve into a screen for 60 straight days. Also completely reasonable. Two reasonable visions. Same summer, same house. That's the whole conflict. It's not a behavior problem you need to correct. It's a territory you both have a legitimate claim on. Now, this is where most of us go wrong, me included. The vacuum opens up, that shapeless day, and the instinct is to fill it with your version. Rebuild the school year structure, wake times, chore charts, productive mornings. And the harder you push your shape into their summer, the more every single day turns into control. Your teen reads it instantly. They go, oh, summer is just school with worse rules and no friends. And they dig in. And now you're at war over a breakfast. So the move isn't more structure. And it isn't total surrender. It's something narrower. And it's the thing I actually want you to take away today. Decide in advance the few things you generally care about. 2, maybe 3. And then let everything else go, visibly. So what are those few things? For me, they are not a routine. They are a floor. There's a difference. A routine is about filling the day, being productive, structured, optimized. A floor is just the line below which things start to rot for the kid and for the house. Mine are simple. Make your bed. Air out your room. Open the window 10 minutes every day. And once a week, a proper reset of the space. Declutter. Clear the floor. Take the 17 glasses back to the kitchen. And here's the catch. Making the bed isn't about the bed. It's that a made bed is a small daily signal that they haven't fully surrendered to the drift. A bedroom that's gone feral by August isn't just messy, it's a symptom. And then it becomes an accelerant. The room gets worse, the mood follows, and the two feed each other. So, when you hand your teen these anchors, be honest about what they are. Say it straight. This isn't me policing your summer. You can sleep till noon. I generally don't care. This is just the floor. the few things that keep the whole thing from rotting, yours and the household's. 3 or 4 things, not more. Said once. Pick the few that matter and let the rest go where they can see you letting it go. And look, if building that floor from scratch in the middle of summer sounds like one more thing on your plate, I made a thing for exactly this. I'll come back to it at the end. Stay with me. And if any of this makes your summer feel a little more manageable, hit follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave a quick rating if you've got 10 seconds. This is how other parents find the show. And if you know someone who's staring down a long summer with a teenager, send them this one. Okay, so you've got your floor. Everything else, you're letting go. But there's one more conversation I think it's worth having. Because here's the true thing about summer that your teen doesn't know yet, but you do. This is the emptiest their calendar will ever be. This much uncommitted time, 15, 20, 3 hours in a week, it basically never comes back. Not once. They are adults with jobs. This is it. This is the cheapest learning will ever be for them, and it gets more expensive every single year. And uncommitted time is the only thing learning a real skill actually requires. During the year, there's no slack. Every hour is already spoken for. Summer is the one stretch where a kid could put 20 hours into something and come out the other side actually able to do a thing they couldn't do before. Anything. Self-defense, a language, an instrument, woodwork, workout, editing video, learning to skate, doesn't matter what. And here's why I say have the conversation once. The sentence, don't waste your summer, your teen will hear it as a complaint. They file it next to clean your room. It's a verdict on how they are spending their time, and they tune it out. But the sentence, this window closes and it doesn't come back, that's not a judgment. That's information about their future. 2 rules, so it doesn't collapse into a lecture. 1, it has to be their choice of skill, including one you find completely pointless. The second you steer it toward what you think it's useful, it flips straight back into the control fight, and the whole thing's dead. You are setting the category. Pick something, go deep, not the item. 2, say it once, with maybe a little of your own regret attached. Something like, I wish someone had told me at 15 that I'd never again get a summer this empty. And then let it sit. Don't bring it up next week. The power is entirely in saying it straight once and trusting them with it, which, bonus, models the exact respect you want them to show you back. Now, screens. I can't do a summer episode and skip it, and I won't. Because this is where everybody wants a rule. And summer is where rules fail the hardest. So let me say the unpopular thing. The phone itself is not the enemy. What is damaging is undifferentiated screen time. The phone that's just there open all day on social apps or silly games. Which means the negotiation isn't just about hours. You get 2 hours. I said it before, I will say it forever. You will lose that fight by July. You'll be policing a stopwatch all summer. The real question is, what else also happened today? Did the day contain anything that wasn't the screen? So when phones can be voluntarily forgotten, at least redirect the use of them. Because the exact same device that dissolves a day is also the cheapest skill building tool ever invented, if it's pointed at something. The language they wanted to learn, it's an app. The editing, the instrument, the drawing, half of it now lives on the very phone you're fighting about. Now, one honest warning, because I'm not going to hand you a cheerful list of educational apps and pretend they're all the same. A lot of apps that market themselves as educational are engagement traps. Streaks, badges, notifications, all designed to reward your kid for opening the app, not for getting better at something. The streak is not the skill. So I build your list, and it does the thing I just described. It separates the apps that can actually take a kid somewhere real from the ones that are mostly dressed up time, with the time things flagged, so your teen goes including instead of farmed. It's free, it's the companion to this episode, and I'll tell you where to get it in 1 second. Last thing, the summer where your teen sleeps late, drifts around, and looks completely unproductive, that is not a failed summer. Some of that drift is exactly the recovery the school year never lets them have. They earned it. The only skill that matters here, is telling the difference between restorative drift and genuine withdrawal. Restorative drift means they are slow, they are lazy, they sleep in, but they still surface. They eat with you sometimes, they see friends, they light up about something. They are recharging. Leave it alone. Withdrawal is different. It's pulling away from everyone, not just you. No friends, no spark. The drift has a flatness to it. That's the one you gently move toward, not the late mornings. And here's the standard I leave you with, because it's more humane than productive and frankly more useful. A teen who's genuinely resting and sinking real hours into one thing they chose, that kid is having a great summer. Even if the rest of it looks like total chaos. Not every hour optimized. Just don't let the whole window pass with nothing to show that they couldn't have done in any random week of the year. One thing that compounds. That's the bar. So before I let you go, 2 things, and they are for 2 different people in your house. For your teen, that app list. Pick one thing. It's free, it's the companion to this episode, and is written to be handed straight to them. Link is in the description. Hand it over, let them pick, and then, this is the important part, leave it alone. And for you, the parent, if everything I said about the floor landed, but the idea of inventing it from scratch is exhausting, I built it too. It's called the Teen Summer Routine. It's the floor, done for you. A morning and an evening anchor, a bedroom reset for when the room's gone feral, an activity menu for when I don't know is the only answer, and an 8-week log so they can see in their own words the things they actually got better at this summer. Not a school planner, no grades, no gold stars, no pressure. Just enough structure to make the summer feel like something instead of like nothing happened. Link below in the description. That's the whole game this summer. A floor, not a cage. One new thing learned, and the wisdom to tell resting apart from disappearing. Next time, we are going on holiday. Specifically, the family trip your teenager did not want to come on. The sulking in the back seat, the phone at the dinner table, the why aren't you grateful fights in a beautiful location nobody's enjoying. If the summer at home tug of war is one half of summer, the dragged along theme is the other. And there is a way through that one too.